The 1980s gave us some truly legendary SUVs, but not everything that rolled off the assembly line was a winner. Today, we're counting down the 10 SUVs from the 1980s that were absolute disasters. From rollover nightmares to vehicles so poorly built they practically assembled themselves backwards, these are the SUVs that manufacturers wish you'd forget. Before we dive in, if you're passionate about automotive history and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're building a community of car enthusiasts who appreciate the good, the bad, and the downright dangerous. Let's get into it. Number 10. Chevrolet S10 Blazer, 1983 to 1994. General Motors pioneered the compact SUV segment with the S10 Blazer in 1983, beating Jeep's Cherokee by a full year. But being first doesn't always mean being best. The S10 Blazer's biggest sin was what it didn't have. For 8 long years, GM stubbornly refused to offer a four-door version, even as families begged for rear access. When the Jeep Cherokee introduced its four-door in 1984, the Blazer was left in the dust. The 2.8-liter V6, producing only 110 horsepower, was underpowered and thirsty, delivering the worst of both worlds. The vacuum-operated four-wheel drive system failed constantly, often leaving drivers stranded between modes at the worst possible moments. By the time they finally added rear doors in 1991, the market had already crowned new champions. Too little, too late. Number 9. Dodge Raider, 1987 to 1990. The Dodge Raider was essentially a rebadged Mitsubishi Montero rushed to market with minimal modifications. This was badge engineering at its laziest. Dodge slapped its name on a Mitsubishi and called it a day. The Raider arrived late in 1987 after the Montero had already been on sale elsewhere since 1982. By the time American buyers got it, the design was already dated. Build quality was inconsistent, with owners reporting electrical gremlins and interior pieces that rattled loose. The 2.6-liter inline-4 was painfully underpowered for a vehicle weighing over 3,800 pounds. Even the later 3.0 V6 struggled to move the Raider with authority. Dodge killed it after just 4 model years. That's all you need to know. Number 8. Dodge Ram Charger, 1881 to 1993. The first-generation Ramcharger soldiered through the 1980s with minimal updates and maximum problems. Those big V8 engines were thirsty beyond belief, with owners reporting 8 to 10 miles per gallon, making every gas station visit a financial crisis. The interior was Spartan, with cheap plastics that cracked in sunlight and seats offering support comparable to cafeteria chairs. Reliability was a coin flip, with persistent carburetor issues, electrical problems, and rust that appeared faster than you could say warranty. By the late 1980s, it was a rolling relic that nobody wanted. Dodge kept building it because retooling cost money they didn't have. Number 7. Isuzu Troper, 1984 to 1991. The Isuzu Troper seemed promising, with Japanese reliability and genuine off-road capability. But the early 2.3-liter four-cylinder was comically underpowered. With barely 100 horsepower moving nearly 2 tons, acceleration was measured with a calendar. The aluminum head bolted to an iron block created a recipe for head gasket failures that blew with depressing regularity. The short wheelbase and high center of gravity made it tipsy in emergency maneuvers, years before the rollover tests that would destroy the brand in the 1990s. Fuel pumps failed frequently, idle control valves caused stalling, and rust dissolved the Troper in road salt like sugar in water. Many disintegrated before reaching 100,000 miles. Number 6. GMC S15 Jimmy, 1983 to 1994. The GMC S15 Jimmy was the S10 Blazer's twin brother with the same fundamental problems. Underpowered 2.8-liter V6, no four-door option until 1991, and vacuum-operated four-wheel drive that failed constantly. But here's the insult. It charged $500 to $1,000 more for the exact same disappointing package. Badge engineering at its finest. You paid extra for a different grille and GMC badges while getting the same problematic vehicle underneath. The only people who bought Jimmys were GMC loyalists who refused to walk into a Chevy dealership on principle. Even they often regretted their loyalty. Number 5. Daihatsu Rocky, 1989 to 1992. Most people don't remember that Daihatsu Rocky existed. There's a reason for that. With just 75 horsepower trying to move a vehicle designed for off-road duty, the Rocky was dangerously slow. Merging onto highways required prayer and planning 3 exits ahead. The interior made budget rental cars look luxurious, with hard plastics everywhere and seats offering zero support. Parts availability was non-existent. When something broke, finding replacements meant contacting Japan or fabricating solutions. The Rocky's reputation was so poor that Daihatsu pulled out of the US market entirely by 1992. The Rocky helped kill an entire brand's American ambitions. Today, finding one is harder than finding someone who admits they bought one new. Number 4. Suzuki Samurai, 1886 to 1995. The Suzuki Samurai has a cult following today, but in the late 1980s, it became synonymous with death trap. In 1988, Consumer Reports gave it an unacceptable rating, claiming it easily rolls over in turns. Sales plummeted from 83,000 in 1987 to just 5,000 by 1989. Suzuki's own 1985 internal memo acknowledged the rollover concern, stating it was imperative to develop a crisis plan for the roll factor. Court documents revealed Suzuki's experts testified to 213 deaths and 8,000 injuries from Samurai rollovers. The narrow wheelbase combined with a high center of gravity created a vehicle physics wanted to tip over. Suzuki sued Consumer Reports for $60 million, but the damage was done. Insurance giant Geico reportedly refused to insure Samurais due to rollover risk. That tells you everything. Number 3. Ford Bronco II, 1884 to 1990. Ford knew the Bronco II had a rollover problem before it went on sale. They sold it anyway. That decision cost them billions. Ford's engineers discovered during development that it had a dangerous tendency to roll over. Rather than delay production to fix it, Ford charged ahead with predictable and tragic results. The Bronco II's high center of gravity, short wheelbase, and rear heavy weight distribution created perfect rollover conditions. Emergency maneuvers often caused it to tip over, creating the very accident you were trying to avoid. Ford paid out an estimated $2.5 billion in settlements. When they replaced it with the Explorer in 1991, they widened the track and lowered the center of gravity. They knew the problems all along. Corporate cynicism at its worst. Number 2. Chevrolet K5 Blazer, 1980s models. The full-size K5 Blazer seemed like the smart choice, with more room, power, and capability. But more problems came standard. The K5 hemorrhaged oil from every seal and gasket imaginable. Owners kept cases of oil in the cargo area because running dry was a matter of when, not if. The removable hardtop leaked water constantly, rattled incessantly, and required 3 people to remove. Rust attacked with vengeance. Rocker panels disappeared, cab corners dissolved, and floor pans turned to Swiss cheese. The diesel V8 was catastrophic, lasting maybe 50,000 miles before failure. Electrical shorts caused fires, and the 700R4 transmission was a grenade with a random fuse. It could last 200,000 miles or detonate at 20,000. The K5 was supposed to be GM's flagship SUV. Instead, it became a rolling collection of problems. Number 1. Early Jeep Cherokee XJ, 1984 to 1987 Renix models. Yes, the Cherokee XJ became legendary, but those early Renix models from 1984 to 1987 were nightmares that nearly killed Jeep's compact SUV program. The Renault-designed Renix fuel injection system was revolutionary in concept, catastrophic in execution. Sensors failed constantly, causing problems from hard starting to complete failure. The 2.8-liter Chevy V6 was underpowered, thirsty, and prone to timing chain issues. Early build quality was atrocious. Door seals and windshields leaked so badly, owners reported bailing out floorboards after rainstorms. Rust attacked mercilessly, with floor pans and rocker panels corroding rapidly. Electrical gremlins caused everything from dead batteries to fires. After Chrysler acquired AMC in 1987, they immediately began fixing the Cherokee's problems, which tells you how bad those early models were. The Cherokee would become one of the most successful SUVs in history, but those early Renix models? Complete disasters Jeep worked hard to forget.